Hey everybody, and welcome to Schoolism Interviews, mini-series where we talk about art and life as an artist. I'm your host, Bobby Chiu. Victoria Ying is an incredible artist and educator that's worked in children's books, illustration, as well as animated films such as Tangled, Paperman, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Big Hero 6, and Moana. She's admired for her visual development art, and we are so honored to have her teach Introduction to Visual Development on Schoolism.com. Now, without further ado, here's my interview with the incredible Victoria Ying. Please enjoy. Hi, Victoria. So in your class, Introduction to Visual Development, you have an entire lesson on light, storytelling specifically with light and shadow. Can you kind of elaborate on how that works?
Sure. So when learning about light in school, we always learn about like, okay, how do you emulate real life, right? And that's super important because we have to be able to communicate and we have to make a 2D object feel like it's 3D and real. However, when you're doing work for visual development, you have to take it a step further. It's not just does this logically make sense in this light scheme? It's also like, how do you tell a story with light? How do you arrange the lights in the room to give you like a graphic shadow or a strong streak of light or whatever it is. And I think the biggest thing I can talk about is films. So when you watch films, almost all of those sets are lit in a very, very specific way. All of those DPs, what is that called?
Cinematographers?
Cinematographers, yeah. Like all the cinematographers, like that's a big part of their job is actually figuring out the lights and the light schemes. And I want visual development artists to actually think about that too, because the thing that we're doing that's closest is film, and those lights are like they're like throwing fluorescent lights on the ground in order to catch light in characters' eyes. Like little things like that that we may not know about or understand because we're coming at it from like a very painting standpoint. I want us to start thinking about it as cinematographers. So what I do in that lesson is really have my students think about, okay, well, what are the different ways I can light this to tell a different story, and to think about it as a set and not necessarily as a painting.
Thank you very much, Victoria. That was awesome. If you're interested in knowing more about Victoria Ying's class, Introduction to Visual Development, visit schoolism.com.